Kitex, most convenient innerwear for ladies and gents at affordable price. നല്ല ദിനത്തിനായി നല്ല മാറ്റങ്ങൾ പവൻ ജിഞ്ചിലി ഓയിൽ.
I
That was
know
a time, huh?
you are a star of almost 65 Kannada movies.
Yes. I acted many films and won number of awards as a best actor,
Right.
and yes, all those things. First, when Fazil sir called me and asked me to act, he said there is a very it's a psychological thriller, and I want you to do one role where there is a lot of dancing. Film life is about 5 years. After that, people, old generations will just remember and forget. But a film still having a craze and that value of a new film like Manichitrathal, very rarely it happens in filmland anywhere. I very humbly, very gladly say Malayalam films, definitely they're the best films in the country now. One day we were walking in a marketplace. Suddenly I found from the other side somebody shouting Ramanathan. We in places like Switzerland, Germany, some Europe, somewhere. I was surprised. Ramanathan. And they were waving, and they were jumping and waving. I was so thrilled. Then I realized they are actually addressing me. In fact, many of Malayalis didn't know my name. They always remembered me as Ramanathan. I used to try to speak to everyone in a simple Malayalam. Sugandhane, Una Kalinju, all these things. I watching all wonderful Malayalam films. I was already a great admirer of Mohanlal. I found him to be absolutely down to earth. Manichitrathal itself is etched as a most important experience, not a film. It is not merely a film. It is an experience.
Hi, hello, Behindwoods viewers. Welcome to our show, Innalagalil. So, നമുക്ക് എല്ലാ മലയാളികളും കണ്ടിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു ചിത്രമായിരിക്കും 1993 ഫാസിൽ സർ ഡയറക്ട് ചെയ്ത മണിച്ചിത്രത്താഴ്. ആ മണിച്ചിത്രത്താഴിലെ നാഗവല്ലിയുടെ ഹൃദയം കവർന്ന രാമനാഥനാണ് ഇന്നിന്റെ ഗസ്റ്റ്. സോ ലെറ്റ് മി വെൽക്കം ഡോക്ടർ ശ്രീധർ ശ്രീറാം. ഹായ് സർ, വെൽക്കം ടു ദി ഷോ.
Namaskaram to everyone.
Namaskaram sir. Sir, I think it's almost so close to 29 to 30 years, sir.
Yes,
right?
Very true.
Right. Sir, what is your best memories about the movie?
I was there for about 15 days, I think. And right from the moment I reached, the famous Padmanabhapuram Palace. So throughout the shooting, all my portions were shot there in the palace and just behind the palace also. Ramanathan's house, those things.
Right.
And yes, every moment was very memorable. And I cherish even today. I remember every moment of that shooting.
Sir, what was like your first initial reaction when Fasil sir said that you are playing Ramanathan, and this is very important character, I should say, because every Malayali who has seen Manichitrathal will definitely remember about Nagavalli and Ramanathan. So, what was the first input?
Yes, first when Fazil sir called me and asked me to act, I never knew the whole scenario. He said there's it's a psychological thriller, and I want you to do one role where there is a lot of dancing. So this was the basic information I had. And I also came to know that the star cast, which was star-studded with all the best of Malayalam great, artists were all there. So I was very happy when I got this information. And then I reached the place, and the whole setup, the way the shooting went on. And then at the place in Padmanabhapuram Palace, there Fazil sir explained the whole thing. The whole situation, how it develops, and psychological aspects of Nagavalli. I know that that character, Ganga character, and all those things. Then yes, it was the whole concept itself was very, very captivating. The first scene itself, the night scene where the climax starts.
Right.
We all go to the dancing hall. All those things where Mohanlal sir explains the whole thing, the psychological aspects, what is Ganga going through, and what is her actual problem, then what we are supposed to do now. Then now they hear the bell sound. Whole thing, the whole narration, that scene was the first one. I am actually basically from theater and dance. In Karnataka, I used to act in plays and also very much fascinated by Bharatanatyam dance. So I dedicated completely myself to dance and practicing about 6 hours per day. It used to go like that. And then I was picked up by one of the greatest directors in Kannada, one Mr. Sri Puttana Kanaga. He's very well known and he's considered director's director. So he wanted me, introduced me to Kannada screen as a hero. I was around 23 when I acted that film. It immediately became big hit and I was already absorbed into film land.
I know you are a star of almost 65 Kannada movies.
Yes. I acted many films and won a number of awards as a best actor and yes, all those things going on. Then actually K. Balachandar sir, the great Tamil director, he called me and introduced me to Tamil, and that film had 2 very good classical dance. My character was a dancer and it had made a very good impact. And Fazil sir knew about that film. That happened just about 2-3 years prior to Manichitrata. When he was looking out for this dancer come, an artist, then immediately that reference were there. And of course, Shobana and myself, we had acted in a Tamil film also before that. A devotional film, Mahamai, where I am a Nadaswara Vidwan and she's a dancer.
Sir, that Nagavalli Ramanathan combination, that dance sequence is considered to be one of the best sequences in the Malayalam movie. So it was so much appreciated, and people were recognizing, this Ramanathan, he is all the way from Karnataka, and still people recognize you, because I heard stories that even today when Manichitrathazhu is played on TV, I mean the movie is on TV, you still receive calls.
Yes, very true. I'm really so overjoyed. Even after 25 years, normally this very rarely happens in filmland. A film life is about 5 years. After that, old generations will just remember and forget. But a film still having a craze and that value of a new film like Manichitrathal, very rarely it happens in the filmland, anywhere. This is a very great phenomena that has happened in Manichitrathal. All the other films, 5 years, maximum 10 years. People remember, that film was so nice, it was so beautiful. Yes, but they don't have the same feeling as if they are seeing it for the first time. This freshness Manichitrathal held even today. You don't feel Manichitrathal was made 25 years ago, in spite of change in technology, taste, everything. But still, people, when we watch Manichitrathal, it looks as if made for this particular generation. That is a very unique. You can see the forethought and brilliance of the director. I was a very serious actor and appreciated quality films. So I used to see a lot of Malayalam films. And I very humbly, very gladly say, Malayalam films, definitely, they're the best films in the country now. For the past 50 years at least, yes. Malayalam films have always stood on top with respect to way of stories, presentation, and true to life character, and the simplicity, and all these things, and extraordinary performances. So as an actor, I used to see a lot of quality Malayalam films, right from films of Adur Gopalakrishnan and Bharatan, those films, and I forgot the name, Gopi. I think the old actor, the great actor, Gopi, who would, and many great films, and films of Mammootty sir. Oru Vadakkan Veeragada. It happens to be even now one of my favorite films. Then films like Madiligal, Amaram, and His Highness. Then of course Surya the Great. These are all phenomenal films. New Delhi, all those things. They're one side. And secondly, Mohanlal's extraordinary films, Chitram and Kireedam. Kireedam, I consider, is one of the most wonderful film on understanding mob psychology.
Okay.
Kikiridam, how people react to a situation, and completely a person's life is completely either destroyed because of that image. That Kiridam, it is a phenomenal film. It is one of the most wonderful sociological film that was made. And a film like the film Bharatam. Bharatam was another, the music and the quality, the relationships, and extraordinary performance by Mohanlal sir. These films made a great impact on me as an actor. I used to enjoy a lot, and those days I used to speak quite good Malayalam. When I came to this Manichitratal shooting, I used to try to speak to everyone. Nedimudi Venu sir, Tilakan, Shobana, of course, everyone. Try to speak in some simple Malayalam. I know that Sugandhane, Una Kalinyu, all these things. Generally, general conversations I used to talk. But now, 25 years and no contact with much of Malayalis. So slowly I have forgotten. Otherwise, I would have been very happy to talk to everyone in Malayalam. But
the love which you carry for Malayalam and Malayalis, Malayali movies, that itself is so overwhelming for us. That appreciation which we get from your side is also really great, sir. So talking about the present, tell me about your dance school. I know that you run one of the best dance schools in the whole of Karnataka, with 101 students, 100 students, 100 plus students, sir. So talk to me about that. Talk to me about family, about the projects which you have done after that.
After Madichitratal, we, myself and my wife Anuradha, that was the time. After Madichitratal, I got married, and we became very busy. Performing together, traveling all over the country, abroad, and we visited Kerala many times. We were invited by Surya Krishnamurthy sir for a number of series of programs. That is, we used to come to Kerala, then tour in Kerala with about 10 to 12 performances, one day, every day, one at one place. And then after touring India, abroad, performances and all that, then we established our dance institution in Bangalore. Humbly, yes, you have given a very high this thing. We do our humble service. We are very passionate about dancing. So we should say we almost.
I think the whole family. Family.
Yes,
sir. Daughter, wife, yourself. Everybody is so into dance and dedicated yourself, I should say.
Yes, we are all. It so happened. It was not something like planned. We never forced our daughter to become a dancer itself. We taught her dance. Then we just left it to her. Because dancing, this requires a different kind of passion, a little bit of sacrifice. The dedication is very different. So you can't think that I want all glamour of the world and then become a dancer. That's not possible. Dancer, when you sadhana, the sadhana time and the process, lot of things you have to keep aside. So especially during the young age. So that is very tough for youngsters. Unless you have deep passion, this will not happen. So my daughter, after her graduation, she said, yes, father, I want to take up dance as my career. Then we said, very good. Yeah, it is a family tradition. Let's continue. So that is one thing. I did my doctorate in Bharatanatyam at Hampi University. So my thesis was how a male dancer should be trained and what are the issues faced by a male dancer. Usually what happens, many times we see a male dancer very effeminate. Usually, in the last few centuries, about decades, earlier days, male dancer always, it was unlike in Kathakali, where Kathakali dancer is so masculine.
Right.
Whereas a Bharatanatyam dancer suddenly becomes very effeminate, the way they talk, the way they dance, all these things. So I was very concerned, right? For my younger days, I was almost like a rebel. Why a male dancer should dance like a female? So I always used to feel that I should dance like a man.
Right.
So this went on, and finally this became my topic for thesis. So because of dance, I completely came away, the dedication, almost a whole day. Morning we get up at 5 o'clock till night 9, 10, the dance used to go on. So I
Right.
had to come away from films. Though
Right.
initially I was very popular, I got very good recognition. Actually, I acted in 5 languages: Kannada,
Oh,
Tamil,
great, great. Yeah.
Hindi. I acted as a hero
All
in
right.
Hindi. The film is
Oh,
available on
wonderful.
internet. It is called Bhairavi. So 5 languages
Uh-huh.
I acted. Considering
Okay.
Malayalam, Manichitratal.
Right.
Yes, yes.
Ramadan is always so close to us.
Yeah, so nice. Even now, yes,
Yeah.
whenever people suddenly I receive a call and they say,
Uh-huh.
"Sir, we are watching. I'm calling from some part in Kerala." They say, or
Uh-huh.
from some part in Karnataka. They say, "We are watching Manichitratal,
Uh-huh.
your film." They
Oh,
say, "Sir, we are watching
right.
your film." It is so
Okay.
nice. It is so wonderful.
Right.
I can't really, I can only say gratefully humble namaskaram to all Malayalis for their love, even after 25 years, though they were not in contact with me, they didn't know me. In fact, many of Malayalis didn't know my name, Sreedhar. They always
Right.
remembered me as Ramanathan
Ramanathan.
only. Ramanathan.
Right.
We were performing in Switzerland and some parts of Europe. One day we were walking in the marketplace.
Uh-huh.
Suddenly, I found from the other side somebody shouting Ramanathan in Switzerland, places like Switzerland, Germany, some Europe,
Uh-huh.
somewhere. I was
Uh-huh.
surprised, Ramanathan. Then I immediately turned back. Those people, a family were there, and they were
Uh-huh.
waving, and they were jumping and waving. I was
Uh-huh.
so thrilled. Then I realized they're actually addressing me. Then I
Oh,
went
right.
to them. Yes, we met, and they all said, "Yes, we have come here. We are here for some time," and something like that. Some people were
Okay.
already settled in those countries, Europe, those places. Nice thing about Manichitratal and Ramanathan is it is an imaginary character.
Right.
Ramanathan comes in it's a virtual character, isn't it?
Right.
It comes in the mind of Nagavalli. So
Right.
Nagavalli, Gangas, Nagavalli and Ramanathan, the way these characters were created and how they were filmed, it is really mind-blowing. I tell you, another nice thing is, I watching all wonderful Malayalam films. I was already a great admirer of Mohanlal. And
Okay.
so working with him, talking to him, and I found him to be absolutely down to earth, extraordinary.
Okay.
It was not like you are with a star. He's so down to earth, very humble. The way he enters, talks to people, and the way he stands in between shots, and no airs at all. Anywhere, he just sits anywhere without expecting a special treatment. Oh, a chair should be brought, and some people usually you find in the star-studded places. All those things are not at all there. Mohanlal is so simple. You all know Mohanlal so much. But from outside, as an outside, when I saw him, this was something very, very, very beautiful that I noticed. And secondly, I loved these two wonderful artists, Nedumudi Venu sir and Tilagan. So I considered them as one of the best character artists in the country. I was very friendly with Suresh Gopi sir. Yes, I was very friendly with him. He's another because age-wise, somewhere it was very close. Also, we could relate very easily. So I had a very personal rapport with him. I used to talk to him a lot of personal things, share, those things. And that was one wonderful thing. And of course, myself and Shobana, in between shots, when there was always a gap, immediately talk about dance, choreography, and various aspects, watch videos, dance videos. So these were going on. Play talam, yes, okay, these things, they were going on, discussions about dance, etc. Manichitratal itself is etched as a most important experience, not a film. It is not merely a film. It is an experience, like a great novel or great music. It is like that. And I tell you, recently, about 2 years before this COVID, We were performing in Trivandrum and other places. And every time we went to Trivandrum, we used to go to Kanyakumari. And on the way back, we visited Padmanapuram Palace.
Okay.
That was only about 8 years ago. Okay, and we thought I wanted to show it to my daughter and others. You see, this is the original place now, how beautiful it is. So we just visited. And that day, there were 2-3 buses of people came from different places of Kerala. So I was casual like this. We were going. I had a hat and we were going around. And slowly, after some time, people started recognizing, hey, look, like this, somebody, blah, blah, blah. People were looking at me and showing this was going on. Then somebody came to me and said, sir, aren't you Ramanathan? Then I said, yes, I acted as Ramanathan. Then the word went on. We all came to the place, that dancing hall. They wear that shot, the Uruburu when the Pataya was shot. All these people, 2-3 buses of tourists, they all came there and they all insisted me, sir, you dance now.
Yes.
Then I said, see, it is not so easy and we need music and all those things. Then when they said music, we need music, 50 mobiles went up. Everybody said, sir, we have the music. We'll download, we'll play, you dance. So then I could say no. And I just remembered that part and I danced. Just like
great.
that. Yes, just to give them some joy and memory. Yes, I danced and spent some time. And another very beautiful, even before Manichitratal, there was a very strong Kerala connection I had. And I must tell you, because it is very important memory and incident for me, which Malayalis should know. One thing is, I met the great Tagali Shivashankar Pillai. He's the great novelist who wrote Kayar, and which was translated even Russian. It was so great, made great revolutionary impact. So I did 2 characters in his Kayar, based on Hindi serial based on his novel. Directed by a very great director, M.S. Satyu. So who made Garam Hawa and wonderful films. So he directed that, and we were in Ambalapura for almost 2 years. That is every month, 15 days, I used to come and stay.
That was before Manichitratal.
Yes. So I used to come very regularly and act in that serial. I did 2 characters. For people who know Kayar, I did Kochu Pillai, the revenue officer, and then his son Keshavan. So I used to stay in Ambalapura. Was very nice. In a small hotel there, we all used to stay. And almost every alternate day, I used to dance. I used to carry a tape recorder with a cassette with me, my dance cassettes. I used to perform near the temple. Outside the temple, the big mandapam, I used to dance regularly there. So people used to come, after 2-3 days, then the people knew, there is a person, somebody who will come and dance here. So people used to come gather and I used to regularly dance. That was a very great feeling. And of course, Ambalapura Paisam, very, very great, very special.
Right. We would like you to come back as well and visit us all, cherish all this memory.
Certainly. My pleasure.
Yes,
I'm so happy, for the past few months, you were regularly you were in touch with me. And I am so thankful to you. I was so touched by this. I was really touched by your interest, your concern. And I had a lot of issues. My mother, she was not well. These things, taking care of her. But when you called so many times, I decided no, I have to be in touch with and you and through you, I am now after a long time I'm in contact with Malayalis. So whoever has an opportunity, whoever is
our pleasure, sir.
Anyone watching this program, I tell you, thank you so much for giving a nice place in your hearts to Ramanathan. And through Ramanathan to me, to Sreedhar, this is so, it's a blessing for me. And I have cherished, the place of Malayalis and Malayalam culture is very, very special for me too.
Sir, I thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to talk to you, and to bring back the memories of Ramanathan, and much love from everyone here in Kerala. You are still very close to us, and you're just one of us, sir. So thank you so much, and God bless you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you all, and once thanks to you, and wish you and your team all the best, and do your wonderful job and become the topmost channel in your place. And thanks to you for your very youthful and so your affectionate handling of this. You have become
thank you
so
much,
close
sir.
to me now, because if you talk phone conversations and conversation now, for coming so close, and thanks a lot. And to all Malayalis, all Malus, thanks a lot. Love you all.
Much love, much love. Thank you so much.
I am already a part of you now. Thank you so much. Namaskaram.
Kitex, most convenient innerwear for ladies and gents at affordable price. നല്ല ദിനത്തിനായി നല്ല മാറ്റങ്ങൾ പവൻ ജിഞ്ചിലി ഓയിൽ.